Hello guys and gals, I decided to make a follow-up video on the Conquest of Azeroth alpha server because on my previous videos I didn't say information that I wanted to say, and I decided that maybe if I make a tier list of how I perceive things are currently now, because as I told you before, everything changes. Every month it's like a different game. Maybe you guys will have a better understanding of what class you want to play and what you would expect on release, because I get a lot of comments about you people who want to try this game on full release and not so much in the beta. As I said before, I think if you buy this beta, it's money well spent. And now a few things about the list. I don't consider any class to be a D tier. I have myself D tier as class that is unplayable, or it's broken, or it's not at all fun to play. I don't think there is even one class that will be not fun to play, except for one which they changed, but I will tell you more about in the video. And S class will be class that will be really fun to play, really good, have like the class fantasy, their roles are really good, and they have like a specific thing that makes them great. I added a tier like the B plus tier because I think as B tier, like a class that it's solid, that it has a lot of amount of fun, maybe it's good at something, but it has also negatives. And actually let's start with that. Let's go with the Felshon. That's definitely a fun class to play. It used to be called Demon Hunter. This class is like crazy in mobility. Sometimes when you play Felsworn, you feel like you play not an MMO, but an action game. A lot of mobility, combos, nice visuals, you become a demon, so everything is cool. I would say nice DPS as a PvE, fun PvP, also really okay tank. So when I consider like a class that you will get a lot out of it, and you have fun and you can experiment but not without being unbalanced, I think the Felsworn is the one, like the Demon Hunter, it's like the first. Now let's go to B plus tier actually, with the Stormcaller, the Stormbringer. This is a class that I would say it's a B plus tier. It's fun. It has the class fantasy really well written, but it excels something. It's good DPS in PvE, I think. Some really solid single target spells, really damaging single target spells, probably the hardest in the game, the strongest, and a lot of AoE builds. The single target spec is fun. The visuals are, if you like visuals, this is the class for you. The best in the game, probably the best visuals in the game. Spectacular lightning, really good AoE, and it also has like a talent tree which is a buffer with wind, which is also fun. I played it a little bit. You get like an air elemental, so it's definitely a fun class. Now, on to the Venomancer. Okay, the Venomancer, it's like weird for me because I can put it everywhere from C to A, depending on the period you play it. Let's put it on B plus because it's the closest class to a druid. Many people love druids. You get transformation, you have all the roles. You can be a caster DPS, you can be a melee DPS, you can be a really good tank, and you can be a healer, which is actually a good healer. All specs are very different. I like the caster spec. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I like the caster spec. It also has some like getting your life back, and you can heal yourself, and you have some PvP things with stuns, which is a really fun spec for me. The melee spec that you get into like a huge bug, it's also fun. It feels like a rogue. The tank spec is really good. You get a scorpion stance, really nice to see. And the healer, I think if you've seen my video from like 2-3 years ago, it's unique. It's unique and it's good. And you can have you can play a lot of different styles. So Venomancer, it's definitely a class that you could invest and get the most out of it. Now, let's go to the Sun Cleric. Okay, this is the first S tier. Sun Cleric was one of the first classes that I played. It felt completed since the first day I played that game. The class fantasy was really good. The class was fun. You can actually feel that you play cleric, which is a class that should be very versatile. You have all 4 roles, and all 4 roles are good on this class. The tank is solid. The healer is like the most basic healer that I think if you play a Sun Cleric healer, you'll feel right at home that whatever you played before in an MMO. The melee spec is very fun with, it's like a paladin but with 200 swords, very fun. And the caster spec is also very fun, I really like it. So it's very solid, good at everything, has all roles. It's definitely a class that you can invest and you will never be bored or you get like huge nerfs. Definitely an S tier class for me. Now, what would be a C tier for me? Where is it? Where is my little tinker? Here. Okay, about the tinker. Fun class, mobility. I like the whole idea that you get the shotguns. You actually feel that you play a person with a shotgun. The class feeling is really good on this. But I haven't seen anything that excels. This class make it like super. I hate that they took out the tank spec. You used to tank with a pet robot. Really fun times. The healer is solid. The playstyle is, I would say, relaxed mobility. That would be like a good word to describe it. You move a lot but not very fast. The pace is nice. You get the shotguns, you reload and you hit again, then you use the bombs and the missiles, and it's fun, but I wouldn't say it excels. Like the healer is nothing crazy, the DPS nothing crazy, but it's fun. As I told you before, I don't consider any class to be non-playable in this game. Now, let's find A class. Okay, where is my Son of Arugal? Yeah, here. What would be an A class? Son of Arugal, or the new name Blood Mage. It's probably my favorite class now with the Witch Hunter. I invested a lot of time. I have a lot of gear on this character in many specs. The tank spec is really good. You get a werewolf tanking spec with a lot of drain lives. You get your life back. It feels like a little bit like a bear, if you paired a druid tank on a regular WoW. It feels like a bear tank, you don't press a lot of buttons, but the buttons you press makes things happen and really good. Nice mobility, you have everything you want, you have charge, you have like holes, which is a really cool mechanic. You heal yourself, sometimes you can even heal your party. Very, very nice tank spec, even though it's like not 10 buttons, like 4 or 5 buttons, but they make it count. The hybrid spec is really fun. You get like a spec that you're like half caster vampire and melee. So you play between 2 roles, caster and a melee DPS. You become like a hybrid vampire werewolf. If you've seen like the movie Underworld, like something like this, and you get to expend your like rage You get close and you get like a lot more AoE and a lot more damage. I really like that spec. The caster's perk is nice. Really good damage, really good single target damage. Not very AoE, not very good at AoE. And I would put it on S tier to be honest, but okay. The healer spec is weird. It's very fun. I love it. You kind of DPS and heal together. I remember doing my first, I think it was Mythic or Mythic Plus with that healer, and like I killed my team a couple of times. But we have fun, and they invested their time on me, and I learned the class, and I did it actually. I completed the Mythic with no gear, and started developing the character from that. It's very fun, but it's hard, and I wouldn't say it's like really good. I would say more of PvP, maybe healer, and I also think that the caster spec could also be a really good PvP spec. I haven't talked about PvP a lot because I'm not like a PvP player a lot. I do it, but I need to have like the red class to PvP. And actually, let's talk about this. Primalist. Okay, next one is gonna be Primalist. Where should I put it? I would say B or B plus. I would put it on B. One of my favorite healers, the first melee healer of the game. A really good tank. You don't have bleeds with that tank. Really fun tank. I've played a lot of PvP with this class back in the day, like 6-7 months ago. Really enjoyed it. I used to be like a melee healer. I think a lot of people hated me when I played that class because I was just jumping into the fight and I was healing everyone. Then everyone was gunning for me. So it also has like a caster DPS spec. It reminds me of Arcane Mage, 2-3 buttons, nothing crazy. More of the PvP side in my opinion when I played it. And it also has like a melee pet, a melee spec with a pet, which is fun, with swords and stuff. So I would say solid class. The healer is not crazy. It can play a little more ranged healer. It's not only melee healer. I would say it's versatile when you build this class on the life talent tree, and the attacking is really good. So it's maybe B plus for me. The attacking is good. They prefer it on Mortal Core because you don't get the bleeds. Now let's go to the Witch Doctor. Another big class for me. Solid. I hated that they changed the talent spec. They had like a melee hybrid spec with shadow damage, and they made it more of like a hunter, and now it's like it also has like a little bit of stealth. It's like it's weird. So I wouldn't say something crazy. The caster spec is really nice. It feels like a warlock. You have like dots, you have like curses and stuff like that. Really fun. I really liked it. It's also good in PvP, in my opinion. It feels like a warlock. And the healer spec, man, the healer spec is very fun. I have to say this. I've played this healer spec. You have like a weird mechanic which you have like a potion. You throw potions to people, but then you put ingredients into the potion, and ingredients do different buffs and stuff and heals. So when you throw the potion, it has like 2-3 effects maybe happening. And I have to say, I love that mechanic. Good props to all the good people in Ascension that are making this happen. Now, on to the Witch Hunter. Okay. I have to put the Witch Hunter to B+. Maybe it can be an A tier. You get 4 talent trees. I like the tank spec. Very fun. Not very unique though, because you have the same mechanic as Son of Arugal. You get like drain lives. It feels a little bit different. Okay, you have like the potions. You actually feel like a witch hunter, it actually feel like that person from the game. I don't remember even the name. Yeah. Anyway, it feels like a witch hunter. You get potions, you get buffs, you get magic abilities, you get mobility, a lot of mobility with this class. The crossbow spec is fun, it's good PvP spec. The one with the pet, with the Shadow Hound is really fun too, more single target though. More PvP I would say. And the spec that I love, which is probably the hardest in game, it's the Inquisition spec, which is like a hybrid melee shadow and light. It's kind of weird. You get like a shadow shadow form, and then you change to a light form, and you need to mix between them, and you get like a lot of damage. You get like a buff. You need to worry about the buff. Really complex mechanics, really fun, and good DPS. Definitely good DPS. Also the tank spec, the most damage I've seen on tanking was from a Witch Hunter tank. Man, he was out DPSing a lot of DPSs, to be honest. So you get like a good class with a B plus tier, but you also have something uniqueness. So I would say the uniqueness of this class is mobility, a lot of mobility. Then tank is also a good DPS, not an amazing tank, but it's a solid tank. And you have a lot of versatile playstyles with 4 talent trees. Now, onto the Starcaller, where B or B plus. Let's put it on B from now. Solid class, it has 4 talent trees. My favorite playstyle from all the tanks is a Starcaller tank. I also gave like a video footage to Ascension from my Starcaller tank, like I think like a year ago for their video, something like this. I love playing this tank. It feels it's the best off tank from all the tanks. It has all the tools to be a good tank. A lot of spells, different things, nice mechanics. The healer spec is fun. It's like the second most easy to play and good, more AoE healing I would say. They used to have like a talent tree which used to be like a water caster, a caster spec with water spells. I love that spell, that talent tree. I'm really sad they deleted it. It also has like a melee spec which feels like a rogue, and you can transform into like a weird astral knight, which is cool. And you also have like a hunter spec, which is an arcane hunter. It feels like if you play on Ascension Area 52, it feels like this hunter spec, which are hybrid with spellcasters. So that's the Starcaller. Now on to the Chronomancer. Okay, this has to be A tier. A lot of people nagging that this class has the best PV DPS spec with the one spec does crazy damage, guys. I mean, it's crazy. It's also fun. One of my favorite healers. I think they hit the sweet spot between making a healer feel familiar, but it has also cool mechanics. You get stances, you get a lot of spells that do different things, and you can mix and match. He also has nice cooldowns as a healer. And the DPS spec, it's changing. They change the talent trees, they break it now and from light to dark and in between, something like this. I would say my like least favorite spec to play is the one that I wanted to play the most, which is like the caster spec. You transform into a genie or like a black elemental, which is fun, but the playstyle, the spells, kind of weird. If I remember correctly, the shadow side is more of dots, and the white side is like the light side is a little bit more of a solid cast with sand, with sand spells. So I would definitely put it on A tier. Now, on to the Necromancer. Okay, I struggle with this, something between B and A. I would put it on B. Okay. Most people love the Necromancer. The class fantasy is great. Feels like a Necromancer had like a lot of pets. I mean, a lot of pets. You also have like a spec that it's ice. It's a little that it's a spec that I like. You also transform like a Kel'Thuzad, like a fun transformation. You also get a spec that's called, I think, Death. I think that's with the dots. I would say that was more PvP. So solid class, nice PvP, mechanics with the pets are really good. Everyone likes them. Now they don't wear leather, they wear cloth, like a solid spellcaster um, with a niche with the pets, but also you can play the frost spec, which is like a more of a single target, and a little less on pets, which I really like. Or also people who play Warlock will feel at home on this class. Everything good. You can invest on that caster, and also the runic power mechanic, because you have mana and runic power. Really nice, really nice. This class, definitely a class that you can invest and you get like a lot of it out of it. Now, on to the next tier. Okay, Knight of Zoroth. Guys and girls, that's an S tier. Knight of Zoroth are... It's always been like one of the top classes. I hated that they scrapped the mount pet, the mount talent tree, sorry. They had like a really fun spec which you always mount it or more PvP. But now it has like a really good tank spec with drain lives, with pets. You also have pets. You also have like a really nice AOE, really good DPS as a tank. So this class excels in tanking and in DPSing. Really strong DPS class, really good at PvP too. This nothing that this class do wrong and badly. It also has like a spec that I like, which is like a hybrid fire and physical damage DPS. You know how you have like some spells, some cast, but you also hit, close. And the pet are also fun on this class. Okay, now let's go to the only D class tier that I would say. Okay, the Rune Master. I have to say this is the biggest disappointment on this alpha. I really liked the class that used to be before. It was very distinct, very hard to play, but like my ex-girlfriend used to play this class and she never played WoW and she did really fine with it. So I'm guessing more people can do it if you invest time, and you need to invest time to get most out of it, of the last Rune Master. Now the Rune Master doesn't feel like a Rune Master. The only problem with me, the huge problem, it's a bad name. If you say a spell sword, okay, the class is good. It feels like a rogue with elemental damage. It also has like a talent tree, which is like a caster. It feels like an arcane mage. It has like a small mechanism, but they want to change this class a lot. They scrapped it from the beginning. Everything changed, and now I feel that this class needs more attention. I really don't like what they did with the class. I thought it was really fun before, even though it's harder. You don't have to balance everything in a game. You just need to have fun. Even the hard class, it gives you a lot of fun times if you read with a really hard class, and maybe a little bit below average and actually do well. You get a lot of enjoyment out of that, to make something good out of something which is hard and bad. And it also has like a PvP spec, which is okay. I mean, this class feels the most not close to the end. Let's say that it needs attention. Now, let's go into the Barbarian. Okay, I'll put it on B tier. One of my favorite class like a year ago. A lot of mobility, a lot of AoE, very fun to play. You never stop. You feel like a barbarian. A lot of buffs. Barbarian is everyone's best friend because they give a lot of buffs. They have like a talent tree that is like a buffer. Really fun talent tree. You also get like a pet, like a pet giant. Very fun. And you do moves together. You also get like a talent tree, which is like a range, a barbarian, which is very fun because you throw hammers. Very fun. I really like it. More to a single target spec, I would say, and more, maybe more lean to the PvE side. It also gets like the barbarian, talent tree, which is like with I think a dual sword, really good damage, really good on PvP. I wouldn't say it excels in a lot of areas, maybe a little bit on PvE, on AoE side of trees. Maybe if you see on a dungeon like on Bent Mines, you see like a barbarian, probably will do like the most damage because it has a lot of mobility and a lot of AoE abilities. So barbarian, fun class, but actually now I found more fun classes to play. So that's the barbarian for me. Okay, let's go to a C class. Wait, just so can I remember the name? The Reaper, yeah, forgot the name. Okay, the Reaper, I would put him on a C tier. Not, it's a bad class. No, it's a good class. It has stealth. It has a lot of drain lives. The tank is solid. You just press one button and really, really good things happen and you get your life back. I would put it on C tier because I fail to see something unique. That's what I have to say. It doesn't feel super unique. They try to find out and like polish some things. It's getting closer. It's gonna be like a BTR really soon. It's not underperforming. Let me say this. The tank is solid, really good PvP class. It's like you get drain lives and you get stealth. How good can that be in PvP? Really good in PvP. In PvE, nothing to write home about. Solid damage, solid tank, fun to play, but not something crazy. Maybe C plus. Okay. But as I say, that's my opinion. Now, on to the monk. Monk is between B and B plus. I'll put it on B plus. Okay, monk used to be like a class that I thought that I would never play, but actually found a lot of enjoyment playing the monk. The tank is solid, good tank. The DPS is good. You got also some good buffs for your team. Good DPS, really fun ideas with a combo spec. You have to put the press your spells with the correct order to make most of them. Really nice mechanics, really fun mechanics. When you level with this guy, I think you would never stop. You just do things. You get a heal, you get a charge, you get pretty much everything. You get a talent tree with I think it's a dual sword, if I remember correctly. That it's more of a AoE side. The other one is the tank, and the last one is the one that I love, like more single target damage. Okay, now onto the Pyromancer. Okay, I'll put it on B, even though I think this is one of the classes that I've played the most on dungeons. Really solid mage. It feels like a fire mage. It also has like a talent tree, which is like a melee mage into a dragon form. You get to fly, which is really cool. Really cool ideas. Nice specs. The caster spec is fun with AoE too. Nice mechanics. You get an overhit mechanic, which is cool. They add bonuses to your spells. Fun. It doesn't excel in everything. I would put it on B plus, but let me say this. This also has like a healer talent tree, which is kind of a hybrid DPS and a healer, and we had a lot of utility and you can build in different ways, but it doesn't excel at anything. It's like an okay healer. I think it would be a really good idea if the developers made this into a class that adds DPS to a fight. So if like a boss is a DPS check and you want your healers to not do anything, to actually do something, you get like a pyromancer and helps on the DPS side of trees. of the fight. Solid class, you can play it. It's my favorite class of my sister, which like she loves dragons and loves fire mages. I think a lot of people will resonate with that idea, being a dragon or playing like a dragon, play melee, go melee side as a caster, and it's really fun on PvP. Also, the healer is really fun on PvP. I think you will see a lot of PvP healer pyromancers because they can do damage too. So, solid class, definitely something you can play and have fun. Now, the Guardian. This is a tough one. I'll put it on. I'll put it on S tier. Yeah, I'll put it on S tier, even though I wanted to put it on A tier. Yeah, I'll put it on S tier. Okay, the Guardian is the best tank, guys. It's been this for ages, from the first time you played him. It feels like a Guardian. A Guardian should be the best tank. It has all the right tools, the right damage, a lot of cooldowns. It has everything as a tank. I believe that this is the most complete tank of the game. Definitely, I see Guardians being the main tanks of every raids. Definitely Guardian can be that. They mitigate a lot of damage. They have a talent tree which is like a single target PvP spec, which I think it's called Gladiator. I liked it, really fun. And also has like a support tree, which it is kind of weird with ballads, like a bard. So I put it on S tier because I believe, and most people agree, this is the best tank of the game. The only downside, people say it's a little bit boring as a tank, and I would agree with it. It's like, an average tank. You get everything good, but nothing crazy. Like you don't have a niche, like a crazy thing that only you have it. Okay, on to the cultist. Definitely an A tier class. I love this class. I've loved this class from the beginning. I don't like the game, but I guess it's an appropriate name because it feels like you're like in a cult of Cthulhu. A lot of Cthulhu ideas, Chthonian shit. A really good tank, solid tank with a shield and sword. AOE nice as a tank, as a melee DPS, probably one of the best, if not the best melee DPS on the game. I think it's called Godblade, that talent tree. Really good, really fun. The caster spec is also fun. I love the mechanic that you get, insanity. If you get max insanity, you kind of, I think you used to die. I don't know if it's still this happens because they change a little bit of mechanics. I think on the healer side of the trees, the healer side of the story is that when you get max insanity, you get transformed to a Cthulhu being, which is fun. I didn't try this, but I love the idea. So why this class is an A tier? Really solid tank. Probably the best melee DPS on Godblade. Solid caster spec. Really good on PvP. I've seen I don't remember the name of that guy that used to play like a cultist. He used to destroy people on battlegrounds. He destroyed me a couple of times. And the healer spec is unique because it's like a melee healer spec, which also it's like the second melee healer spec other than the primalist, which I love. So, really good PvP, really good PvE. You get a healer spec, you get a tank spec, you get a caster spec, you get a melee spec. So, you can't go wrong with a cultist. A lot of build ideas, you can build it in any way that you want to play, and a lot of good and fun mechanics. And all talent trees are different enough, so you can say it's a lot of different play style. Now on to the ranger. Where should I put the ranger? It's something between B plus and A. It's up to you guys. I'll put it on B plus. Um, okay, Ranger, really nice PvP class. You get a stealth, so you're good on PvP. Really solid PvE single target. It has like a hunter spec, which doesn't actually feel like a hunter. It feels like more like a range rogue. You build combo points and then you expand them. A lot of mobility, crazy mobility. You also have like a hardstone whenever you put it on the map, and you can have like a hardstone in the jungle, which is fun. Um, Nice buff. It also has like a Defias talent tree, which feels like it's like a melee hunter, something between hybrid, something between like a hunter and a ranger and like a rogue. I love that. Played the spec a lot. Really liked it. It uses poisons and physical damage, and you also get like a buff tree. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but it works. Uh, so definitely like a good class to play if you want to have like an archer, but be more versatile. You can be like NPVP, NPV. Um, I see this class excel in PvP and in PvP in PvE situations, not everything. I don't know how long I took. I hope you like this video, guys and gals. Please write in the comments what do you feel about my tier list. This is my tier list. S tier, that's the class that I felt like the best in game. Sun Cleric, Knight of Zoroth, and Guardian. The A tiers are like the Blood Mage or Son of Arugula, it used to be called, the Chronomancer and the Cultist. B tier, most of the classes, as you can see. C tier, still playable, still fun, but I don't feel they have something unique to add. The Tinker and the Reaper. And the only D tier, which I wouldn't say it's D, but it needs it needs work to feel that this class has to shine. The Rune Master doesn't feel like a complete class as it is now. That's it. That's all, folks. I'm waiting your comments, and as always, have an amazing day.